In today's breaking story, reporters have been left shocked as Trump just dropped a World Cup bomb. How's it going, everybody? Hunter Avallone here with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video. Now, one thing is for certain, Donald Trump is selfish. He doesn't care about Americans, and he certainly doesn't care about weaponizing anything to further his own agenda. He's screwing over the economy all because he cares about himself and his own delusional policies.
I wanted to tell you something. I want to show you something about cost and supply. This is a chain. This spring, I had a chain go bad on my corn planter. Okay, and so I went to John Deere, bought a John Deere part right here. I'm getting ready to put it on, and this is a discussion about tariffs, about what increased costs are to agriculture. I open up this chain, if I can find it in here somewhere. I'm getting ready to put it on. See, I don't know if you can see this number right here. This A20505, that's a John Deere part number, a true John Deere part number. Maybe say it on the other side, I don't know. But looky here, made in China, made in China. I go to put this on, I'm thinking, you know what? I don't know what I paid for it. I just grabbed it and took off. They'll send me a bill. But I do know this, that I had to pay tariff on this thing. And that cost me more money. This is a genuine John Deere part, right from my John Deere store that I've dealt with for 4 decades, okay? China parts. That cost me money. That cost me money as a farmer. And folks don't realize of how many parts that we purchase are coming from overseas. You'll look at parts from China, of course, like it's a John Deere part, for God's sakes. Vietnam, which is probably a John Deere part, but being run through Vietnam, and other places. So when the president runs around and thinks he makes these trade deals or puts reciprocal tariffs on somebody, it's directly hurting me because that costs me more money. The proof is right here.
And now Trump is even threatening to screw up the World Cup. That's right, reporters have just been left shocked as Trump just dropped a World Cup bomb. Take a look at today's top story.
I think it's not. It's actually a very fair question. If I think it's not safe, we're going to move it out of that city. If, like the governor of Illinois, who is, look, last week, between last week and the week before, 11 murders, and 38 people were shot. Then he gets up and says, this is a very safe, and then he says crime is better. The reason crime is better is because Cash put, about 5 months ago, a whole team of FBI people there to get ready for when we go in, and they've lowered it a little bit, like 20, 25%, which isn't good enough, but it's a good start. But that was only put there because they're preparing for us to go in. And they've done, by the way, they've done a good job. So then Pritzker gets up, we've lowered crime 25, it's because the FBI was here. So, no, if any city we think is going to be even a little bit dangerous for the World Cup, or for the Olympics, where they have Olympic overthrow, right? But for the World Cup in particular, because they're playing in so many cities, we won't allow it to go to, we'll move it around a little bit. But I hope that's not going to happen, yeah.
Today, President Donald Trump left reporters stunned after threatening to forcibly relocate matches for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. In remarks at the White House, Trump claimed he might move games out of cities he personally deems dangerous. The problem? The president has no control over FIFA and absolutely no authority to relocate World Cup venues. Trump even singled out Chicago as an example, despite the fact that Chicago isn't hosting a single match in 2026. He tied his threat to crime statistics, boasting that FBI teams deployed under his orders had reduced violence by 25%. The president went further, suggesting his administration would step in for both the World Cup and even the Olympics, claiming, "We won't allow it to go. We'll move it around a little." The comments left reporters visibly stunned. World Cup planning has been underway for years, with venues locked in across the US, Canada, and Mexico. Trump's suggestion not only misrepresented the facts, but also hinted at a level of federal control that simply does not exist. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker quickly fired back, blasting Trump for repeatedly exaggerating crime in his state and making clear that he will resist any attempt at a federal takeover of Chicago. For now, FIFA has offered no response, but Trump's threat underscores his long-standing pattern of using Chicago crime as a political weapon while pushing the boundaries of presidential power. This latest outburst has fueled fresh questions about whether Trump's rhetoric is undermining America's image as a reliable host on the world stage, just months before the world's biggest sporting event is set to begin. Thanks so much for watching. Please click that like button and subscribe to Occupy Democrats so that you can stay informed and help us stop Donald Trump.